It is 6 o'clock. Okay.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's so good to be together again. Woo! Welcome to our 5th and 6th graders and your families and Israel Matters. We have lots of wonderful things that we're going to be celebrating together tonight. And welcome to all of you who are joining us this evening virtually. We're so happy that we can bring in Shabbat together. For those who are joining us virtually, just a little housekeeping to help us pray and sing together. Please make sure that your microphone is on mute. And if you want to disable your camera, you can do that as well at this time. We will be recording services. And even while you are muted at home, please sing along with us. For those of you who are here and joining us, there was a QR code for you to scan, which gives you your own personal siddur to follow along with. We will have slides for those joining virtually so that you can follow along and participate in the service. We ask that for those joining us online to please rename yourself with your full name so we can see who's joining us tonight. And let's just take a moment and wish the people around us a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat
Helen, how are
Shalom.
you? Good to see you. Leslie, hi. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Kim, out there. I'm freezing looking at her. Yeah, I'm freezing looking at you.
We begin tonight with a little singing from Psalm 133. Hine Matov, how wonderful it is that we can be together, singing together, praying together, bringing in Shabbat together, looking into each other's faces without screens. This is incredible. This is also an incredible Shehechianu moment. Our band has been really aching to make music together. So welcome everyone. Hine Matov.
Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine matov, hine matov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine matov u'malayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'malayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Such a pleasure. I don't know if you're like me, but I definitely feel like, wow, being able to be back and to feel community together in person, virtual, all of it, all of us together. And we have this is a special Shabbat because this is a milestone moment for our 5th and 6th grade families, the beginning of their B'nai Mitzvah journey. So we're so happy that you're here. And this is this Shabbat and this weekend that we're going to get to tap deeper into what that means and how special this process is. And also, we are celebrating, yesterday was Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel Independence Day. And so we've also invited, there are members of our Israel Matters Committee that are here that put on programs and education for our temple community to promote connection to Israel. And so we're also getting to have a very special Shabbat connecting with the Jewish homeland and celebrate the state of Israel. Right? The state of Israel provides safety and expression for the Jewish people and Jewish traditions, and shines this light of democracy in the Middle East and on the planet. And while Israel, like all other nation states, has ways that it can be better and it's not perfect, it still is a truly remarkable place that, in spite of the constant security threats to its existence, continues to be a leader not only in health and technology to better human life on this planet, but also spends significant resources on humanitarian efforts across the globe. And I just want to highlight a few things as we're here in Shabbat to really tap us in and connect us to the spirit of our Holy Land. With 56% of citizens fully vaccinated and another 15% recovered, Israel may be the first country to achieve herd immunity against COVID-19. For SARS-CoV-2, that level is estimated to be 65 to 70% of the population. It's also considered, I believe, a happy country. Israel climbed 2 spots to number 12 in the 2021 World Happiness Report, which measured GDP, life expectancy, and opinions in 149 countries. Citizens were surveyed on social support, freedom of life choices, society corruption, and generosity, and Israel ranked 11 in that survey. Women are in the Israeli Defense Force, in the army. Israel is one of only 9 countries in the world with mandatory military service for both men and women serve in combat and high-level positions. And that holding those kind of positions is a recent phenomenon, and that is something that Israel is a part of as well, of how it sees the equality of men and women. Researchers also identify genes responsible for the healthy aging process. That from Ben-Gurion University, researchers have identified genes responsible for a more healthy aging process, and they are leaders in that. So we're going to hold some of those special things in mind as we invite up Helen and Bruce Rasner to light candles. I don't know if a lot of you oh, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. We're going to sing some Israel songs first, and then you guys are going to come up.
Join with us.
Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael.
The people of Israel live.
Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Oh Davidu Chai, Oh Davidu Chai, Oh Davidu, Oh Davidu, Oh Davidu Chai, Oh Davidu Chai, Oh Davidu.
Now it's my pleasure to welcome Shabbat in with inviting up Helen and Bruce Rasner to light Shabbat candles. Some of you may not know, but Helen and Bruce are some of the original founders of Temple Beth El, first Temple Beth El president, and we're happy to have you up here.
What?
For those of you joining us at home, we invite you to get your Shabbat candles and join with us.
Ready?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Thank you. So if we look outside and look around and just see some of the trees and the aliveness here, this is the spirit of our next prayer, part of Kabbalat Shabbat, Ya'alo Sadai, the Chol Asher Bo. The trees of the field will sing and dance and rejoice, and we rejoice with them. That we are outside because this whole service, Kabbalat Shabbat, in the 16th century in northern Israel was created outside. The rabbis would go outside and they would sing and dance and greet the spirit of Shabbat. And the last line that we're going to sing together, it's the line where everybody stands up and turns around the other direction, either facing the door of the sanctuary or here being able to face west. I think it's west. East. That we say, Bo'i v'shalom, enter peace, enter wholeness. We're inviting a sense of being whole in the moment into our being and into our lives. no matter what kind of stress that we've been carrying during the week, no matter what's on our minds, we know that there's a place inside that we can contact, that we can completely embody, that is still, doesn't need anything else, that is enough. So I want to invite you as we sing and as you look around and feel the air or the space in your home, to just be able to feel this is enough. Boi v'shalom.
Shabbat.
לקראת שבת,
לכו ונלכה.
לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, יאללה לך דודי, יאללה לקראת קלה, יאללה פני שבת, פני שבת ניכר, יאללה לך דודי, יאללה לקראת קלה, יאללה פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה.
התעוררי.
התעוררי.
That means wake up. Wake up.
התעוררי. כי האורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה, יאללה לך אדוני, יאללה לקראת קלה, יאללה פני שבת, פני שבת נקרא,
let the shalom enter you.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובשורה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה.
Welcome joy as part of Shabbat in our song and our prayer. We're also aware that some of us are feeling the loss of loved ones, maybe are saying Kaddish or have a yahrzeit, and we want to say to you, Hamakom yenachem etchem, may the Holy One comfort you, that you can feel the spirit of this community, of this love, of the presence of the Holy One in this space of Shabbat as we pray together. Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkada veyitkada shmei Rabba. Ve'alma divrach hirutei ve'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayetecho ve'Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'immeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach, le'olam u'omeyomaya, yitbarach, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha brechu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ve'alma, ve'immeru amen. We stay standing for the Baruch Hu.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai.
Be seated. This coming week, we celebrate Earth Day as a globe, as a country. And really from Jewish traditions perspective, every day is Earth Day. That in our prayers twice a day, right around the Shema, right before the Shema, we focus on creation. We focus on what's around us, on the incredible beauty and presence of God in creation. And even in the book of Genesis, we're told that the mission of the human being is ul ovda uleshomra, to serve and to protect this earth that we're a part of. And yet, some of the top scientific research across the globe has powerfully revealed the degradation of our planet and its impact on the possibility for human beings into future generations to be able to exist on the planet. And I believe that humanity cherishes this planet, this beauty. So how did we disrupt this ecological balance? What can we do about it? And first, one thought is that so much of our planet's problem is due to our material consumption. The more we can find true satisfaction in community, in family, in spirituality, the less our need to have a lot of stuff. Second, the rabbis taught who is wise? The person who can see the effects of their actions. We must put both the present and the future of our children and our grandchildren's children first, beyond and above our own, expanding our own standard of living. And maybe one of the third reasons is the giving up of hope. Some people despair of our ever returning to any kind of planetary balance and sustainability, so we don't make efforts to change our lifestyle or advocate for more sustainable practices. It's a mitzvah to honor and act in ways that honor life on this earth. And regardless of the outcome, our tradition asks us to be aware and to take action. So as we sing this opening prayer, the Ma'ariv prayer, God of creation, let our prayer not only be about appreciation about what's around us, but our own commitment to honor that creation.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ba'ariv arabim b'chokhmah potzach she'arim. God of creation, who makes the evening fall from light into darkness with the setting of the sun. You unfold the heavens with brilliant moon and stars, and wrap our souls with peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ba'ariv arabim b'chokhmah potzach she'arim. Baruch atah Adonai Ba'ariv Arabim.
So there is one more special way that this makes this Shabbat special and unique. Besides us, our 5th and 6th grade B'nai Mitzvah retreat, besides celebrating Israel and Yom HaAtzmaut, besides being on the cusp of Earth Day, we are also welcoming a milestone in the life of our congregation, which is the welcoming of our new Director of Congregational Learning, and Johanna Sohn. So it is let's give a hand here. It's my pleasure to invite up the president of our board of trustees, Amy Packer, to welcome Johanna.
Shabbat Shalom. Pirkei Avot. The teachings of our sages, come on up. The teachings of our sages tells us that Moses passed down Torah to Joshua, and Joshua to his students, and Joshua's students to their students. Each teacher has a unique gift of knowledge to offer our students, and each of our students has unique gifts to offer our teachers. We have the great privilege of welcoming a teacher's teacher to our TBE SOC community. We welcome Johanna Sohn, who has entered our community as our new Director of Congregational Learning. We are grateful for the skill, learning, and experience you bring to our school. As you enter our community, we ask that you be blessed with patience, enthusiasm, wisdom, and compassion, so that you may continue to grow, and we will continue to grow along with you.
May you be blessed with peace, kindness, good relationships with students, parents, and colleagues, good health, sustenance, and a long life of learning and discovery. May you and all of us find joy in the work of study, and may we support one another fully as a community of learners. May we be a blessing to one another.
The Shulchan Aruch tells us that every community must appoint teachers, for the world exists only through the breath of school children. Your presence in our school helps us to fulfill our commitment to learning. We hope your example will inspire our students to justice, kindness, and fulfillment of their full potential as human beings. The Talmud advises us to get ourselves a teacher and acquire for ourselves a friend. We know you will be both. There is a custom of presenting new students with honey on the first day of school so that their learning will be sweet. Please enjoy this apple and honey for a sweet new journey with us and with you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, everyone, and thank you so much, Amy. I'm just delighted to be here and to work with you, Amy, and with the incredible clergy and everyone that I've met so far, and really only begun to know this community. So since we're getting to know each other, I want to share with you a little bit about myself. I am very, very into lists. I love lists. I love them so much that I will write something on the list that I've already done just so that I can cross it off. It's one of my favorite things to do. Does anybody else have that? Yeah? Okay, great. I'm not alone. As we approach the next portion of the service, I want to suggest that perhaps the Via Havta is the list to beat all lists, the most comprehensive to-do list for Jewish education. Maybe a to-do list doesn't do the Via Havta justice. I think maybe the Via Havta is our mission statement. As parents and educators working in partnership, this paragraph has literally everything within it for both of us. Everything we need to bring up Jewish children as a team. These are our children. You are all our children. And it is a seriously huge and important job to educate you all to become good humans, to become mensches. Vishinantan levenecha, to take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Take these words which I command you this day and repeat them to your children. This is a part of the Via Havta. I saw a translation once that said, impress these words upon your children. And I learned that the Torah was written with an economy of words, that every single word is placed very carefully and chosen intentionally and purposefully. The Via Havta is the centerpiece of our prayer as Jews, powerful and instructive. Listen to these words that I'm saying to you today, take them to heart, and you are commanded to pass them along to your children. We are commanded to pass them along to our children. Not only is it vital that we teach all of this to our children, but we need to be thinking about all of these things when we're at home and when we're away. When we pause in the middle of the day to take a break or veg out in front of some video game screens, these words should inform our lives. And what are these words? V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha. You shall love God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Doesn't it all just boil down to love? As your new director of congregational learning, I can tell you that the V'ahavta is at the core of my work. It is my mission as an educator to inspire all of our learners to love learning, to love Judaism and to love our traditions, to approach our tradition with curiosity, openness, and love. And these words stay at the top of my to-do lists. Shabbat Shalom.
If it is your custom to rise for Shema, I invite you to do so at this time. And I'd like to invite our 5th and 6th graders to join me in leading Shema and V'ahavta tonight.
That means we want to hear your voices.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated and join us in the V'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha ובכל nafshecha ובכל מאוdecha והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
As we go into our next prayer, Hashkivenu, we ask God to shelter us with peace. For those of you here joining us together in person, we have had to create our own Sukkot Shalom, our own shelters of peace. It is incumbent upon each of us to take those words of the Ve'ahavta, to bring that love to those in our community, those in our extended temple family. We need to be that source of love. We need to be that source of peace. A beautiful part of our tradition,
reminds us that there's the spark of the divine within each of us. What do we do with that spark? So for a moment, I want to invite you to think of who in your life has been a source of peace during the craziness of this pandemic. Who have you been able to turn to when things are so challenging for you to find that love, to find that peace?
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom
V'ha'amidenu shomreinu
V'hamideinu shomreinu
l'chaim
L'chaim
hashkivenu
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamideinu shomreinu L'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamideinu shomreinu L'chaim.
Save us for the sake of your name.
Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamideinu shomreinu L'chaim.
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 To life, l'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
I want to invite everyone to please stand for Vishamru tonight. Some of you may have heard this story. When I was working in Alaska, they called themselves the Frozen Chosen, truly. It's true. One of the things that helps us pray, that helps us feel that divine spark, is to really connect with our bodies. So as we sing through Vishamru tonight, I want to invite you to move and let the music in, and please join with us.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, et haShabbat. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, et haShabbat.
Vishamru.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, et haShabbat. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, et haShabbat. La'asod et haShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, ויהי נפש, ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת. 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 ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת.
You can stay standing. We're about ready to enter into our Amidah prayer.
Tonight, we want to invite you to meditate on the following prompt. What makes you feel at home? Thinking about what it means for us to be back in our spiritual home here together tonight, seeing friends who maybe we haven't seen in months. We begin with the opening meditation, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Sometimes we struggle to find those words to really express what it is we are feeling because we don't know what it is that we're feeling. So close your eyes. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Ufi yagid tilatecha. Ufi yagid tilatecha. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Ufi yagid tilatecha. Ufi yagid tilatecha.
It's customary to say our Amidah prayer facing east towards Jerusalem, which is that way. You can figure out if you're in your home where east is. And again, Our meditation for the Amidah tonight is, where do you feel most at home? There's a difference between house and home. Shabbat is about home, where you belong. Take a few silent moments of prayer.
Shalom Bimroma Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel
invite you to turn around, stay standing. We're going to count the Omer together. The Omer being this process of self-reflection between Passover and Shavuot. And every week of the Omer is a different quality that we focus on. And we are in the week of Tiferet, of compassion. It's the week of the heart. And the Lubavitcher Rebbe said very poignantly that in kindness we give to another, but in compassion there is no other. That's the week of the heart, where there is no other, where we can look and be with each other from a place of connection, a place of presence. That's what we're focusing on this week in the Omer. So it's the blessing is simple. We'll say it together. It ends al Sfirat HaOmer, and then we'll do the count for the day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Hayom esrim yom, shehem shnei shavuot v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is the 20th day, which is 2 weeks and 6 days of the Omer. You may be seated. We now have the opportunity for a Amidah prayer for healing, to be able to bring into our community and in our hearts all those people in our lives who are struggling with physical illness, mental illness, or addiction. If you are online, I want to invite you to put the names of your loved one in the chat so that we can bring them into our awareness and consciousness. And we'll just take a moment. I'll just kind of move around here, and I want to invite you, if you're here in person, to just say out loud names of people that you'd like to bring into our healing circle.
Abraham and Mordechai Pincus. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's so nice to see everybody here. I wanted to make an announcement. If you don't know that the women's retreat is coming up, it's right around the corner, May 14th and 15th. It's all virtual this year. And registration is open. It'll have to close on the 30th. You got to get the money in. It's $40. And there's a swag bag involved and really good stuff inside. So we won't talk about the treats, but we want it to be a surprise. So I hope to see you there. If you've never been to a women's retreat, you should come, because it's always the exact right mix of women. So I really hope to see you there. Go on the website, tbesoc.org, and you'll look for a little blue square that has a hamsa on it, and it says Women's Retreat.
I just wanted to make an announcement about the upcoming gala that is on May 1st. It is our 40th anniversary, and we are going to celebrate with a Ruby Jubilee. So please go online and register. It's $40 per family, and we are also having a silent auction. So we're still taking any donations of auction items. Just send me an email.
And there are some good things coming in.
There is.
You don't want to miss it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Micah. I'm so excited this Sunday to welcome the Shul Sisters for our Kol HaNeshama Music Connections. It's at 5:30. The Zoom link you can find online. It's also on Facebook. This is just an intimate evening of music and conversation with these three amazing musicians who have made lemonade out of lemons through this time, and I'm so excited to get to have them share some of their music that's really gone viral. So it'll be a lot of fun. Please join us and let people know.
And finally, this next Wednesday, also in commemoration of Earth Day, we have a program put on by our Jewish Justice Advocates called This Sacred Earth. It's with Jeremy Kagan, who's going to speak about the climate crisis, what's real and what we can do. That's going to be at 7 p.m. this coming Wednesday, online. We'll conclude our service with a special rendition of Aleinu. This is going to be a mashup of Matisyahu's One Day, which is really the heart and spirit of the Aleinu, combined with the prayer. So I want to invite everybody to stand.
One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Sometimes I lay under the moon. I thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There will be no wars and our children will play. One day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day. Ve'ne'emar, ve'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, bayom hahu, yihyeh Adonai echad. Ushemo, ushemo, ushemo echad. One day, 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 one day. One day, one day, one day.
We honor the love and our connections to the people who are not with us, but who we affirm every prayer service to our connection to them through the Mourner's Kaddish. We're in the Shloshim, the 30-day period for Janice Petty, the mother of our member Jeff Petty, Dan Sherman, the father of our member Deborah Whaley, and Lynn Krinsky, the mother of our member David Krinsky. We're also commemorating the following yahrzeits: Renee Adler, Rose Aron, Robert Danto, Sylvia Davis, Saul Escow, Lillian Galatz, Nathan Goldberg, Abe Grolnick, Maureen Knight, Herbert Kramer, Elaine Kriegstein, Leslie Liebhaber, Ava Liss, Harry Martin, Margie Neeson, Nathan Pardes, Eric Perizer, Stanley Parnes, Seymour Peretz, Chana Perez, Carolyn Puser, Carla Van Leeuwen Pollock, Howard Rosenberg, Daniel Rosenberg, Morris Roseman, and David Spiegel. If there's anybody else that you'd like to say Kaddish for, if you're online, you can put their names in the chat. If you're here in person, you can say their names out loud. And you can stand or sit according to your custom for Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rava ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. V'imru amen. May their memories be for a blessing. Our closing song brings Israel back into our minds and hearts.
בשנה הבאה נשב על המרפסת ונזמור ציפורים נודדות. ילדים בחופשה ישחקו תופסת בין הבית לבין השדות. עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. Soon the day will arrive when we will be together and no longer shall we live in fear. And the children will smile without wondering whether on that day dark new clouds will appear. Oh, Tirei, what a world we could be if we share, if we care, you and me. כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה.
So to conclude our service, it's our pleasure to invite up Steve and Sandy Horowitz, members of our Israel Matters Committee. You could grab just the Kiddush cup right there on the side. If you have cups of wine or juice at home, you can hold them up and join Steve.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kosho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh, zecher tziyanu mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodeshecha, v'ahava uvratzon chinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat lechayim. You can take a drink if you're comfortable. And Steve and Sandy, you can go sit down. Yasher Koach, thank you. And want to invite up Mark and Leslie Van Houten to lead us in Hamotzi.
I'd like to invite our 5th and 6th graders to please join us with Hamotzi.
Yeah, you can take it or take it out. Go ahead, take it out. Yeah, you're the only ones who've touched it.
It's your very own for some challah French toast tomorrow, Van Houten's.
Exactly. You're the only one who will get to touch it.
It was good with eggs, too.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
Great
shalom.
weekend,
Thank you for
everybody.
coming and
Shabbat
making a
shalom.
beautiful Shabbat. No, nobody else did. I left a voice message. You didn't get it. Is there another number that you might have?
Fifth and sixth grade families, we look forward to seeing you for our hike on Sunday morning.
Okay. So you know what, Jackie?
So good to meet you guys again.
Why don't you give me
Oh my
a call?
gosh.
Okay, if I can
Because
do
I wanted
that.
to. That was my. Yes, please do.
Perfect, I will do that.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, it is. Oh, wonderful. Happy birthday.
Sound went up through my
I know, it sounded really good.
Nothing's like that.
I know.
Oh, thank you, Len. Pleasure. Great to see you.
It was just amazing sound. The sound was
Very good.
everything sounded so
That
good.
was very good, baby.
We
Mighty
were like
fine.
right in the, it felt like everything was so tight too.
Yeah.
Take care.
That's
Great
what
to
I've
see
learned.
you.
If you have a good
Great you
sound
guys could
system,
do
you
it
fight the
together.
sound system, it's going to kill you.
Oh yeah,
Enjoy.
yeah, it's good to see you, Jeff.
Jeremy, I've been wanting to connect
Oh, the
with
sound
you.
system, yeah.
I've been enjoying Maya.
I love that electric guitar that came out gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm glad you're able to be
What?
here.
Oh, thank you. That's not an electric guitar, it's a bass. Oh, yeah, that's hers is an electric guitar. Yeah. Imagine playing an entire band kit without any distortion pedals. You realize how amazing that is? There's some people I know who can't play without pedals, but we did.
You guys did a good job.
That's because it's natural talent, right?
I quit playing with that. I quit playing with that guy in Villa Park there, Randy. He pissed me off. He brought 5 guitars to a gig and 3 friggin' pedal boards. I told him to get rid of pedal boards, and he got more. I hate people that do that. I use one pedal. One! I never use it all the time.
You know, it's like I found out when I was a kid, it was all about more drums. And then as I got older, I realized that I was hiding behind the drums because I didn't know what I was doing. The more you know what you're doing, the less you need.
I've seen some drummers have a snare and a bass drum and a hi-hat.
That's it. Yeah, well, Moshe was showing me these videos. There's this guy, Nate Smith. I don't know if you ever heard of Nate Smith.
May have.
Really good drummer. And he does all kinds of stuff with just snare,
You guys
bass, and
sound
hi-hat. That's
awesome. It was such a treat. Oh, such a treat.
Okay, here's something I've learned. I got a new PA system a year ago. When you have a good PA system, a good sound system, that's like butter.
Isn't it great to have
This
Tony
is
here?
really, I mean, we sounded good. It helps you play really well.
Yes.
Yeah, I really need that. Thank you, sir. Take care. Well, I've got to run, people. I've got to run, baby.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'll let you know what's going on with our crazy stuff.
Yeah, I hope Alice feels better.
Yeah, I gotta go get her some. She's got an ice machine that she's got the thing clamped. I tried to get her into the Misha Barock. I think I got her in the back end. I got her in the back end because her well-being is my responsibility.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I hope she's okay. We're thinking about it.
Hey, thanks,
so,
bro. Take care, man.
yeah.
I love you, buddy. Take
Yeah,
care.
love you too, man.
I'll talk to you, okay?
Be good. We'll see you soon.
You too. See you soon, definitely.
Hopefully, real soon.
Real soon, definitely. Yeah, that was great. I really like that. That was fantastic.